Hello guys, this is Lewis the Trail W jumping back in with part 4 of City Skylines and building the best city on the worst map. Now, the game is currently on pause, yes I know that, and off camera I've done a bit of tinkering around. What I've done, build this little kind of private road at the end of our mill district here as well, so it comes down here and we have a nice little pavilion in there as well, which I quite like. But it's a nice exclusive district. I've added on these kind of blocks to the side of the river to allow it to flow, and also so we can build some more houses on the side. I've moved this massive garbage site over to the industrial area because if it's making waste, might as well make it there as well. And I'm trying to think what else I've done. Also, I've flattened a lot of land here. So this has all been flattened out, ready for our new city, which is going to go here. And down here as well, I've flattened all this out because what I'm thinking about doing is buying the land next to it and building a dam across this section here. So we're going to put a nice little dam there, build the water up there in a bit as well, and then we can have a dam with power, and also we can drive across the dam if we wanted to as well. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is just continuing on with Chestnut Hills as well, expanding it a little bit, but also probably building a nice bit of a city down here as well. The aim being to get 7,500 so we can unlock a piece of land, and most importantly as well, where is it? I'm trying to think about where am I looking. There we go, high density as well. Because then we can actually start the cities as well, which is nice. I'm trying to look as well if we also get... Do we get the dam at that point, or what? When do we get the dam? Where is it? There it is. 11,000. So, okay, that's a bit afterwards. But that's absolutely fine. Afterwards, we can buy that land next to us as well. And we can put a nice city in there because there's a lot of land to be taken out. So, let's start off now by jumping straight in as well. Building on Chestnut Hill and building the nice little road we're going to be doing down here. Right, so what we've done here is we've put in one of these, I think, is it cloverleaf they call it? Yeah, cloverleaf intersections as well. So the traffic can still flow under, and then here is going to be able to connect Cozy Park to the new district down here as well, but also allow people to kind of turn off and change there as well. Now that, I admit, is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. So we'll fix that very shortly as well. We'll have to start to take a bit of dirt out of here, but obviously the ground itself costs a small fortune when you're trying to do that. Now that obviously needs to be sorted as well, so we're going to slowly empty that out as well, and we'll move that probably somewhere into there. I think it'll look a bit prettier as well. But what we can now do is actually start building our new city, which is going to come down here as well. The city itself is going to I think it'll probably follow the paths of the hills here that I've had to move as well, and then work its way all the way down. And of course, the new water level is going to be up to this kind of cliff edge here anyway, so that's absolutely fine as well. So we're going to start by doing that now, building the new city as well, and we'll give it a nice little name as well. So this is what I've added on so far. The plan is obviously you can come in here as well and you're going to be able to use this highway back and forth. In hindsight, I'm thinking the highway's probably, yeah, actually it's useless. So I can remove that in a bit, but I'm going to have this kind of one-way road going all the way around the city, which will connect down to the dam here and go all the way around and allow people to kind of circulate the city quite quickly as well, which would be quite nice. So I'm going to do that now as well and just remove this highway there and make it look a bit prettier. Right, so what we've done here now is we've built more square, or starting to at least as well. And what we're going to do is go onto this as well and select that we want a North American. Sure, want to change it? Yep, that's fine. Now, for the image alone, it doesn't really look North American, it looks more European. But we're going to allow that as well. And we're going to start allocating some area out for it as well. So starting off with a shop down here, for example. Actually, we'll go with 2 shops. And we're going to just start allocating now, and then hopefully they start building quite quickly. Ah, there, we've got some houses down there. Nice. Now, what this will let us do is meet that requirement for housing and also expand our area massively. We have to connect the power grid up there, which wasn't great, but we're going to be able to have a nice little city starter form here as well. And then they'll be using these roads to come in and out, which I've just realised they're not actually connected. So we'll do that now as well, and we'll just continue to expand on here as well. Now, because of the size of Moore Square, we're probably going to need its own emergency services, but I'm also thinking about maybe possibly a hospital. And if so, is it worth going for the larger of the two? And I think it probably is, to be honest, because you can see the reach gets all the way over to here as well. So I'm thinking about putting a big hospital in there as well. But also I'm going to have to put in its own schools and everything as well. And I've also noticed the styling. These look the exact same as ours over here in the Mill District. And that is because houses, low density, don't change on the North American style. It's only, if I click on here, you'll see, when I select here and select here, North American shows it's only high density housing and shopping and offices and industrial. That will change as well. So that's fine as well. We can do that later. And when we build a new industrial park, we'll make sure it looks North American as well. So let's continue on by probably putting in a few houses and things like that. We're going to have to connect all up as well. Okay, so Moore Square is coming along very well. You can see we've got the university there, the hospital there, a few other things coming along well. The aim is really to get the residential in here and scatter the what am I saying? Services, like low density commercial, there we go. Here and there, and just kind of spread it out throughout, so there are options for people to shop at where they would like. I'll throw another one in here. Now, you can see with the demand as well, services and residential are massively in demand as well, so we'll continue to build on there as well, and doing so will allow us to kind of expand our city out here as well. But it's just so incredibly hilly. That's what I'm thinking. The more I can bring this terrain up, the more you'll be able to dam at the bottom of there, so it'll be actually quite nice as well, and less of kind of the gradient you're working down. That said, once you get rid of the pollution, the view you've got from houses here is absolutely stunning as well. So I'm going to continue on just expanding on more square till I'm pretty happy with it as well. And then at that point we should reach 7,500 because we're about to hit it any second as well, which is nice. Perfect. Let's continue on once I've expanded on more square. There we are. So we were just building on the square there as well, and we've unlocked a new area, taxation policies, Blimp, Metro, and most important, IT clusters are very useful. Education boost, that's a nice one as well. Industry 4.0, that's a very good one if you can use that. High density, most importantly, office, love that as well. Incineration plant, a very big one for us, and we like that a lot. Having a little look, what else have we got that I quite like? A lot of them are to do with disasters, really. Modern IT, okay, and the solar updraft as well. So what we can now start doing is this one. Makes a lot of pollution, makes a lot of noise, but it costs 30,000. But what you can do is put power output 12. That's nice. And as a result, it processes 48,000. Does that say 48,000? Yeah, it's a huge amount. So here's what we're thinking. Let's knock that out. Throw one there. And if I put time on, where is it? Yeah, processing goes absolutely through the roof. So what we can do is actually remove one of those. Still good? Updates. Yeah, see, we're still absolutely fine there, so we're processing more than enough. Wonderful. Now, water-wise, nothing else to look in there. Oh, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys, but the tank reservoir down here, so that's useful. And then power-wise, we could use a solar updraft, which we're probably going to need to use, to be honest. How much to make? 240. Wonderful. Costs a lot. That's the main thing, is the upkeep on it. Absolute fortune as well. But we'll look at that shortly as well, because we're going to have to need to... Yeah, we are going to have to use one of those very shortly as well, because our consumption is getting very close. So let's look at putting in a solar updraft. I'm trying to think where's probably best for it. They get the same no matter where, but also it does make a lot of noise. So maybe probably throwing it up there is probably best. So I'm going to build that up there now. There are there. So we've thrown in a solar updraft there, and I'm pretty sure water-wise you guys are going to be good, aren't you? You okay with that? I know you are moaning that you need a bit more water. That's fine. There we are. Now that should make absolutely plenty of power. So what we can start doing is removing small amounts of power in the form of these kind of wind turbines down here, for example. So we'll start removing the least efficient first, just because I think now if I look at power, yeah, we'll look at that 408. We make loads. So let's start removing the solar panels, the wind turbines we don't need. Wonderful. So now that we've got the more square pretty much up and running and doing very, very well there, what we can do is buy our next area of land. So I'm thinking it's either going to be this one or that one. I think just for ease of use, we'll buy this one here. So we can now pan between the two, and also we can look at building up here kind of our city as well, and having it kind of step down, kind of San Francisco, but a more extreme version of it as well. So because a skyscraper up there will be absolutely huge as well. So in the meantime though, I think we're going to have to wrap things up for there as well. What we've done in this episode is we've built more square as well, expanded on it massively, and now it's done really well. Just been slowly adding to Chestnut Hills with the little industrial area. Cozy Park has just been changed with the entrance here, which I'll fix off camera. And then, of course, Mill District hasn't really changed at all, but we've now started to remove wind turbines because we're using a solar updraft as well. In the meantime, like I said, I've been Lewis the Trail W. That has been part 4 on building the best city on the worst map. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. See ya, and goodbye.